Hey guys, my name is Josh James, and I will be showing you today part one of how to make a leather tool or knife bag, whatever you prefer to call it. Just a note here, I'll be doing leather making videos, woodworking videos, and maybe some photography stuff on this YouTube channel as well. And I do apologize for the camera. I do photography on the side, but I do not do videography, so that is not my specialty by any means. However, I will be changing my setup on the next tutorial. Right now you're seeing footage from an iPhone 12 Max, which is not seeming to work out like I thought it would, so I did switch over to my Sony a7R III, which will give us better quality video. On the next scene you will see that, and hopefully the rest of the time the videos will have all the Sony on it. But right here what I'm doing is making the cuts for the bag itself. I didn't print out a template that I made in a program I use. Instead I just used a taped together some 11x17 paper, because that is all that's really needed, because it's pretty much just a rectangular item, so it's pretty simple to do. The leather I am using is Kodiak leather. It's about 3 to 4 ounces, maybe a little bit thicker. I don't really remember on this one. It's what's called pull-up leather. As you can see, when you pull up on it, it does change a little bit of the color there. You see this a lot in like purses and garments, but it's perfect weight and thickness for something like this. What I'm going to do now is use my strap cutter, which is not the best you can buy by any means. As you can tell, I just don't typically do a lot of strap cutting on my leather projects, so I haven't really invested in a nice strap cutter. But what I do with this is trim off the edges. I don't think I really show you on this video in particular. Yeah, see, I just left them to the side. I just use it to straighten out the edges as good as possible, and I do use that wheel knife a lot in my leather working. It's just an easier tool to use. I mean, some people use the half knife, which is my logo actually for Josh James Design, a very popular leather working tool, which I do use from time to time, but this is mainly what I use, the wheel knife. I find it's just easier to switch out blades and use it. What I'm trying to do is find a good spot at the bottom area for the tool holder itself, and the leather I'm using, if you notice, there is to the far left a piece that's not straight, if you will. That's because I wanted to keep the original look, because this is for a guy that barbecues briskets at cook-offs and stuff, and I wanted his bag to kind of resemble a little more rough look for what he's doing, instead of just a clean-cut leather bag that you may see. Say you were doing like a bag for an iPhone or a tablet, then you would probably go with something a little bit more clean, straight lines. But in this one, I kind of had the idea to make it look a little bit more original, if you will. I left some of the stamps that came from the tannery on the leather, which I think is cool. You'll see the number 203 on the inside of the leather. If you rewind, it'll be further in the video as well. That is something else I thought I would leave for a little bit just originality in this particular project. I am trying to cut these as precise as possible for the tool holder or the knife holder, because the idea is to have most of the handle in this particular area, and then I'll have a flap on the top that will cover up the knives before you roll up the bag. So I'm hoping that I have enough depth in here for the tools to fit through, but once I sew it, you will get a better idea of what I'm trying to achieve here. And I think my idea in this area will work, but this is a first time to do a bag like this, so it's more or less a prototype, but I again think it's going to work out just fine. And this leather was very easy to work with. Again, it's the Kodiak leather, just a really good leather. So I'll probably use this on future bags for people that may see this on my social media sites. And anyway, part 2 is coming up. Again, my camera will get a little bit better. I want to start shooting from overhead with my Sony, and after this particular tutorial, it should be that I shoot only in the Sony. But this tool bag one was already filmed, so you're going to see a little bit back and forth in the cameras, and I do apologize for that. Hope you subscribe and listen.